All right, hello, happy Tuesday. Welcome back to the channel. It's pink day here in my house. Everything's pink. I won't tell you what color my underwear are. No, they're black. Anyway, welcome back to the channel. Tonight, one of our most highly requested videos that we get here on the channel. We only do them a couple times a year. And in between those times, I don't know why we don't do them more often, but it's weight loss Q&A, health Q&A. You guys submit questions. We have all kinds of questions. So we're going to go ahead and take a few of those tonight. And the way I'm going to do it is I have them in order here, and then I have a tally next to each time it was asked. So the ones that were asked the most are the ones that we're going to go ahead and start with. And so anyway, if you are brand new here, if you've never watched a video, welcome. So glad to have you. If you are back every single week, welcome back. And if you have not joined our growing community here on YouTube, I want to invite you to do so. Go ahead and smash the subscribe, hit the subscribe, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. You ring the notification bell. That way you don't miss any announcements. And we've got some announcements coming up in the next month. You're not going to want to miss. I'm just saying. Recipes, healthy recipes that I eat to lose weight. Our clients eat. Listen, I am a foodie. I didn't wind up 288 pounds by not loving food. That is the truth. And so I still like to eat good. I still like to eat things that, make my taste buds happy. We just got done doing different breakfast foods. Oh, so freaking good. A healthy French toast, like these egg taco things, baked oatmeal. But one of the recipes that I just literally came up with is like a turkey mushroom stroganoff. I am telling you, it does not taste like skinny food. You eat it and your taste buds are like, Anyway, I'm just saying, when you ring the bell and you are subscribed, you don't miss any of those things. So, all right, let's jump in. So tonight we're going to be answering some of your questions. And if you have any questions, go ahead and type them out in the comments. I don't know that we'll be able to get to them tonight because we already have a lot, but I certainly will write them down. And we do these Q&As from time to time. And so let's go ahead and get started. All right. First question of the night, and it was kind of shocking to me how many times we've had this asked in the past couple months. Several people asked about weight loss and loose skin. How much loose skin did I have? How much loose skin do my clients have? And I've done a couple separate videos about this, but I'm going to go ahead and answer it on here as well. But you can find a more in-depth video. I will actually link that down below about loose skin and all the things. I actually did a whole series on tummy tuck, breast lift, all the things. I'll link that down in the description box. But here's what I will say about loose skin. First off, don't worry about it right now. So often I'll be working with clients and they'll be like, Carmen, what if I lose all this weight and I wind up having loose skin? And my thing is, what if? Like, what if? None of us can fast forward and tell how much loose skin we're going to have. There's things we can do to help prevent it, but we don't know how much loose skin we're going to have. There's so many variables when it comes to loose skin. But here's what I will say. A smaller arm with loose skin looks much better than a inflated arm filled with extra fat cells. A skinnier arm with loose skin always looks better. And so it's something that you don't want to stress about, because when you're stressed, it increases your cortisol levels, it decreases sleep. It just doesn't help you lose weight. It doesn't help your well-being, doesn't emotionally, physically, mentally. And so it's going to be what it is. At the end of the day, if you wind up with a bunch of extra loose skin, you can live with it, or you can have surgery and get it cut off. Like, you got options. But there are a couple things that I will say. And listen, I know that I make it sound like very matter of fact, but what good does worrying about it do? Like, that's the truth. Like, worrying about it isn't going to change it. The truth is some of loose skin is genetics. Genetics plays a huge part in how much extra loose skin you have. And so people will say, well, Carmen, did you have a lot of extra skin? I think I did, but compared to things I see online, no. Like, I could never pull my skin out, and I never had skin issues. It never affected my clothes. I still wore a size 2 even before my tummy tuck and all the things. Like, it never really affected my life. I didn't have an issue working out. I didn't have, there was just no major issues with it. However, a couple things I did do to minimize loose skin. I believe that fueling your body with good nutrition always helps. Drinking water helps. Getting the proper amount of rest, making sure that I didn't take a multivitamin, but I did drink a shake every day. I still drink the shake, which has like over 70 different superfoods, nutrients in it. And I believe that helped with healing. It helped with hair. It helped with teeth. It helped with all the things. I did hydrate from the inside out. So I not only drank water, but I also used lotion and scrubs to promote like circulation and things like that. So I did all the things, you know, I drank the water, I worked out, I lotioned up. I made sure I drank something that had a lot of different vitamins in it. But at the end of the day, it was like, all right, it's going to be what it is. And you know, I will link when I did the videos about the tummy tuck and stuff like that, I tell you what it costs, what I regret, what I wished I would have known, how I healed. I basically walk you through all the things. I don't regret my tummy tuck or my boob lift at all. I just don't. It's two areas that I was like, okay. But at the end of the day, nothing's going to create perfection. Listen, I abused my body for a really long time. I was morbidly obese for a long time. And we're in an aging vessel, like everybody's body ages, even someone who wasn't overweight. So I still have stretch marks. I still have, like, my stomach is never going to be a perfect, smooth stomach. Why? Because, like, I was overweight for a really long time. I've had 3 kids. Like, you know, it's just some things that just suck, and it is what it is. But what I do know is that by doing those things that I said, you are going to increase your odds to have the best final product that you can have. But if I could tell you anything, don't stress about it. Lose the weight. And here's what I will tell you with loose skin. Last thing I'm going to say on this. While you're losing the weight with your skin, it gets worse before it gets better. It gets worse before it gets better, because when you're losing the weight, your skin doesn't have time to tighten while you're losing the weight. And so it wasn't actually until, so all of a sudden you're going to wind up with all this loose skin, like all this like mushy, gushy, like stuff everywhere. Don't freak out. Know that that's where you are. It's not where you're going to stay. No matter what your genetics are, your skin will tighten. When I lost all the weight, I can remember I was about 50, 60 pounds into my weight loss journey, and I put my leg up on the tub, and I felt my whole thigh went, like my whole thigh felt like it like whoop, whoop, like it moved. And I was just like mortified. I was like, what is this? Like, it was like I had a different appendage on my body. That it was just wild. But when I lost all the weight, the year after I lost the weight, the loose skin tightened up so freaking much. At the end of my weight loss, it's like I had 2 butts. I had my butt, and then I had a little butt underneath because I had my butt, and then I had like this secondary wrinkly, like saggy skin butt, and it was like I was like I got 2 butts. I didn't even know that was possible. But I will tell you, over the next year, it tightened, it went away. So give it time. Give it time. Give it time. Rome wasn't built in a day. Have patience. Have patience. Have patience. Have patience. All right. A lot of you asked about that. All right. Number 2, second question. What would you say to somebody who loses weight and then has gained some back? So this is something I think that we all, without exception, have dealt with. Okay. Because you're human. You're human. And so the number one thing I would say is don't be ashamed. If you've lost weight and gained some back, don't be ashamed. And like, nothing's ever final. Nothing's ever final. As long as you still have breath in your body, there's still a chance that you can recommit, rededicate. And the sooner you do it, because if you do nothing, you already know what's going to happen. If you do nothing, you're just going to gain more. And so the sooner you recommit, the sooner you say enough, the sooner you kick the junk food to the curb, and you get back on track. Listen, you already know what to do. You already know what to do because you've proven that you can lose weight. So it's just going back and doing that. And if you've never lost weight in a healthy way, if you've always just done diets and you've never worked on from like the inside out, you've never worked on those foundational beliefs, apply for our next season of The Biggest Transformation. We not only give you the blueprint to lose weight, but we at least give you the tools. Now you got to choose to use them. Like, no one can make you do it. But if you use the tools, we work on secret eating, we work on emotional eating, we work on self-sabotage, we work on your self-talk, what you say to yourself, we work on your perspective, your perception, all those things, right? And so apply for the next season. Who knows? The link will be down below in the description box. It always is. But it could be the thing that really helps you get over those emotional, mental barriers that you've had. Because it's not just physical. You can eat all of the right things, but if you still think like a fluffy person, you're always going to go back to fluffy. And so, and the last thing I would say is make sure you're around people who are also going in the same direction you want to go. Listen, more than 70% of the world struggles with their weight, and they don't want to. So if you're always hanging out with people that struggle with their weight, who have weight issues, that's your influence. And if you show me the five people you spend the most time with, I'll show you your future. So make sure if you want to be healthy, you have some healthy friends, you have some fit friends, even if it's just influencers online that you follow, that you spend time with, even if they don't even know your name. That's where I started. I was like, none of my friends were healthy. None of my friends worked out. I was like, man, if I want to be healthy and fit, I better go make some fit friends. And fit people intimidated me. I judged them. I was severely overweight. Give me a break. Then I became one, right? So be careful what you judge. Be careful what you judge. But make sure you're flocking with some people that are either already at where you want to go or also who are going there. It really, really, really helps. All right. Third question, do you eat breakfast? A lot of you actually ask this. I will say I currently do. But I've went through all different phases of intermittent fasting, and I always do some form of intermittent fasting. All my clients do as well. All my clients are on a 12-hour eating window, which means they get all their food in within 12 hours, and then they have 12 hours of fasting. So I've done that all the way to 10 hours, 8 hours, 6 hours. There was this crazy season where I tried out 4 hours. I didn't really love that. Didn't do that very long. But, it was what it was. But I am typically between 8 and 10 hours of eating. And so I typically do eat breakfast. So if I eat breakfast at, let's just say 8 o'clock, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. Typically we eat dinner at 4 o'clock. That would be an 8-hour eating window. Or if I eat my last thing by 6 o'clock, that would be a 10-hour eating window. And so I do typically eat now, but I say all that to say there have been seasons where I fasted all the way through breakfast and I didn't eat until 10 or 11 or noon. And so look at your lifestyle and look at what's going to work for you. During those seasons, I had toddlers. It was easier for me in the mornings to not eat and then to start eating at 10 or start eating at 11 or start eating at noon. And so to just drink my water, drink my tea, drink all my 0-calorie stuff, and then start eating here. But as long as you're keeping your eating window within 12 hours, but there's also people that swear by eating breakfast. I enjoy eating breakfast. I really, really do. That's why we did this whole series on breakfast, because I just really enjoy eating breakfast. It gives me fuel for the whole day. It helps me after my workout. It helps me not be hangry or like famished so that I don't go make a bad choice, but it's a personal decision. Listen, there's a lot of experts that say a lot of things, and you can find studies that are like, eat breakfast, don't eat breakfast, do this, do that. So obviously both of them work. What works for you in your current season? I've done both. My current season, yes, I eat breakfast. All right. Next question. What do you suggest to do if you're starting a weight loss journey and your spouse is not supportive? I don't have all the information, but here's what I'll say. Obviously, there's some information behind this question, and a couple of you asked this. Anytime that you don't have someone who's supportive, again, I would have questions, because here's what I doubt. I doubt that your spouse doesn't want you to be healthier. I doubt that your spouse doesn't want you to live longer. Typically, when someone asks that question, what they're really asking is, how do you lose weight when your partner's not losing weight with you? Or how do you lose weight when your partner not eat junk when your partner's still eating crap? That's typically where those questions come from. All right. And so I got you. Don't worry. This is where I started. when I started to lose weight. My husband was a fourth meal lover. He was a junk food eater. It just was what it was. But listen, I had already come across the statistic that when people lose a significant amount of weight, the divorce rate actually goes higher. And part of the reason is because part of the reason why I think weight loss can drive division between couples is because the one who's losing weight becomes a nag. The one who's losing weight becomes judgmental. The one that loses weight is demanding or expecting that the other partner does it with them. And that is not the best thing to do ever. So when I started losing weight, my husband actually started working out with me, but then he quit. And I had to realize very quickly, this was my journey, not his. And if I wanted his support, there's no way I was going to get his support if I demanded it or if I nagged him. And so we'd be sitting there at night and I would stop eating at 4 o'clock or 6 o'clock or whatever it was. And then after that, I would only have my water or my tea or whatever. And he would literally come up from work, go in the kitchen and make a whole plate of food. And then he'd sit there and eat it in front of me. And I'm not going to tell you, I didn't have some thoughts of where I wanted to maybe strangle him a little bit. I mean, not hurt him, but just show him that I was upset. I'm just kidding. Not really. I had some thoughts of he is the devil. He is the devil in real freaking life. He is Diablo right now. But then I thought, Carmen, get a grip. Not everybody's going to stop eating just because you're trying to lose weight. This is helping you. He is helping you strengthen your willpower. He is helping you strengthen your self-discipline. He is helping you. Right? Because the rest of the world doesn't get the memo to stop eating just because we want to lose weight. They just don't. And so I had to realize that I was in control of me, and that was it. I couldn't control him, nor could I expect him to not eat junk just because I wasn't. And so I shut my mouth. I grinned and bared it. I'm not going to say I didn't have some thoughts sometimes, but I dealt with those. And I'm no, Carmen, this is your issue. Get a grip. I can remember going to the theater one time and I got my diet soda, and I had taken a protein bar into the theater with me in my pocket, and he got this giant bucket of popcorn with extra butter and Raisinets. And he's sitting there and he's like, oh, you want some? I got extra butter just like you like it. And I'm like, oh, you mother. And I was like, no, thank you. I got my protein bar. I got my diet soda. I'm good. And I sat there through the whole movie and I ate nothing. But do you know how good I felt when we came out? But that's what the rest of the world's like. Most people are running around in the world blaming everyone else for their lack of self-control. Friend, and I get it. I used to do the same thing, but you've got to get to the point where you're no, I'm in control. It doesn't matter what anybody else does. It doesn't matter what anybody else is eating. I'm in control of what I put in my mouth, period, end of story. And when you get to that place, that's where real results start to happen. That's where you not only start to lose weight, but that's where you get to a place where you can actually maintain it, because your life, what you're eating, is no longer dictated by what everybody else is doing, which is a blessing. It means you're in control and not everybody else. You're in control, not all the situations. You're in control, not all the people. And so, and then I would just think about, no, that popcorn's future poop. I'm going to poop this out tomorrow. And so, no, it might be good going down, but then tomorrow it's going to be caca on the toilet. It's not freaking worth it. And being in accountability groups, having a coach, being around people that were also going in the same direction helped me strengthen that willpower muscle. But the craziest thing happened after a couple of years of me transforming my health, working out. My husband finally started actually working out with me, finally started losing weight. He lost over 50 pounds. Today, it's wild. He works out more than I do. I do one workout a day. He works out, we get done doing our workout together, and then he goes on and does another 30-minute workout after that. It's crazy. It's the most insane thing. And I think about, what if I would have nagged him? What if I would have just made him feel like a piece of crap because he was eating? He never would have joined me. He would have resented it. Our marriage is stronger today than it's ever been. And I know it's because he showed me grace when he married me at 288 pounds. He didn't judge me. And I didn't judge him when I chose to get smaller, and he didn't do it when I did it. He joined me later. And so do your thing. Encourage them. Love them no matter where they're at. Don't show judgment. Give grace. And eventually eventually. We don't know when, but they will join you. And so, yeah, I so thought we were going to get through more questions than that, but those are some great questions. And so let me know in the comments if you have any questions. What are your burning questions? What do you want to know? We did get some questions about sex. We just didn't get to them. Does your sex life change? The short answer is yes. How could it not? Everything just fits together better. Men and women, here's what I was saying, even your private parts, they look different when you lose weight. Men, you actually gain territory when you lose weight, and women, your whole look of your private parts, all of it changes because you take away the fluff and things just look different. So yes, your private parts, they change. A guy asked me if it was true if your private gets bigger. Yes, that's actually been proven. I can say from personal experience with my husband. And of course, sex changes. Our sex life is so much better than it was. And I always thought it was pretty good. I never thought it was bad. But, you know, not only do things fit together better, but when you're more confident with your own body, when you're more confident in your own skin, there's just something magical about having two people, not only that fit together better, but that are more confident and comfortable with each other naked. And so that also plays a big part of it. So anyway, we will be back next week, same time, same place. I think it's next week. We have, I'm going through the dates in my head. I think we have a really big announcement coming next week. So you're not going to want to miss next week's live video. It's going to be what we're about to talk about or about to announce only happens a couple times a year. So you're not going to want to miss it. Stay tuned. So we will see you back live next week, same time, same place. Have a great week.